guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and happy December. So today I'm going to show you all the equipment I use to film my YouTube videos, from cameras to tripods to lighting and microphones. I'm a tech dummy myself, so hopefully this is going to be pretty beginner friendly for anyone who wants to try to start filming for YouTube. I've tried multiple cameras and have multiple microphones as well, so I'm also going to let you know which one's my favorite and which ones are my go-to. Let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start with the most important equipment for filming a video: cameras. I own 3 different cameras, and one of them is my favorite, which is actually the one I'm filming with right now. But if you're looking for something budget friendly, you can always start with a phone that you own. As long as the camera is good quality, honestly, I think iPhone 13 or iPhone 14 and above, or any of the newer versions of the Androids in these past few years, honestly have good quality camera. The back cameras are always going to have better quality than the front cameras, but honestly, I think the front cameras are a good enough of a quality for videos. Honestly, a lot of softwares you can edit in 4K, so as long as the camera captures clear, sharp videos and you have the focus on, I think it's a good enough camera for beginners, especially if you are just starting up and you don't want to spend a couple hundred on a professional camera. So the first actual camera I'm going to talk about, I think might be the first camera I've ever gotten, which is the GoPro 7. So this one's actually pretty old because I think they're on 11 or 13 or 14 right now. I don't actually know. But there's also other brands of similar things like these. I honestly just haven't used this in a few years, and I'm not going to charge it up because I don't exactly love the quality of this camera. I know a lot of people like it, especially not after I have this one that I'm using right now, but this is really good for if you have the budget. If you do have the budget, get the newer versions. Their quality is probably going to be so much better. It's really good for lightweight, if you want to put it on your wrist, if you want to put it on a helmet, for adventures. So I wouldn't actually film a video, an actual YouTube video like this, because also I can't see myself on here, and if I'm filming like this, I'm literally just pretending I know I'm gonna be in the shot, and I would be oh yeah, look over here, and maybe it's not even in the shot. So not the best for selfie style videos, I would say. We're gonna move on to the next one, where I feel is my actually first more professional filming camera. This is basically the camera that I've first used for a lot of my YouTube videos, especially during the first year. I really do suck at tech, so later on, as I kept going on, I don't know what I did with these settings, and this thing just never focused, and so I kind of had a lot of blurry videos in the past. If you've seen those, you will actually notice the quality has gone down for a while because I didn't know what I was doing. It wouldn't focus when I went further from the camera, when I was closer to the camera, but I know that that's not the camera's fault, it's my fault because I don't know what I'm doing with the settings, and I honestly still haven't figured out how to fix it. But the reason why I stopped using this for a while, I still use it if it kind of just sits there, if I don't have to hold it, but the main reason why I don't use it is because it gets really heavy. Now I'm going to actually show you the quality of the camera. So this is the Canon Mark II camera with its own built-in mic. That's how it sounds. I personally prefer using an external mic because it sounds a lot better, but the built-in mic itself isn't that bad either. It is a really good quality camera. It's just a little too heavy for my preference. And now we're actually going to move on to using this camera to film the next part, because I need to talk about the camera I am using right now. So continuing on with the video, actually using the Canon Mark II, I don't know if you noticed a change in the quality of sound because I've actually attached an external microphone to it, which I will talk about in a little bit. But we're gonna move on to my last and final camera. Also my favorite go-to camera for I think the past year or so, the DJI Pocket 2. This one actually was a package that actually came with a bag, a microphone, and also a tiny little tripod. It also comes with this wide angle lens. It also comes with an extra charging base thing, and it basically just attaches, it replaces this little piece right here, and it attaches right there. This is actually a gimbal style camera, which means that this thing actually moves along with you can actually get it to track. So if I double clicked my face right here, yes, it is actually going to start tracking my face. So if I'm moving it here, you can kind of see on the screen over here that my face is still pretty centered. It also has a lot of other built-in features that actually one that I just learned is you can take pictures on this. I did not know that. Like there's a little button down here. It says record right now. If you click on it, you can actually choose picture and you can actually take photos. It's also very lightweight. That's one of the other reasons why I really like this, is because with my weak little noodle arms, it's always better to carry something light. I can also just put in my purse. Normally, if I'm filming indoors with this camera, I will actually use its built-in mic. It sounds good enough. But if I'm gonna be in a really loud place, this actually came with a microphone itself that's already like part of the camera. So if I turn it on, it blinks blue and then this thing starts to capture the sound. This is the DJI Pocket 2 camera. If I'm using the microphone that it comes with, this is how it sounds like. Now I'm gonna turn this off to give you a very back-to-back quality change. Okay, now it says transmitter disconnected. This is how it sounds like if I use just the built-in microphone from the camera itself. This is good enough for any like more quiet environment, and I would actually recommend using the microphone if you happen to be in a louder environment. We're gonna actually move on to accessories and attachable pieces that you can actually use for the next part of the video. So the first things I actually want to talk about are microphones. They are definitely not like necessary, but is always a good option to have. Like I said at first, I don't love the quality of the sound of the built-in microphone on this camera, so I always have my Rode attached to it. And I guess you guys would like to hear like a back-to-back comparison with the quality of sound, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. So this is the sound quality of the built-in microphone for the Canon Mark II. Now we're gonna plug in the Rode mic. Back-to-back comparison with the quality of sound. This is how the Rode mic sounds like. Let me know if you like the built-in more or if you like the Rode more. I personally like the Rode more. It also comes with a wind jammer, by the way, you guys. So if you're going to somewhere like a beach or somewhere high up on a hill or just somewhere randomly very windy that day, make sure you use one of these because it will take away a lot of the sounds from the wind. This one is the DJI set of microphones. This is not the newest version. I actually have no idea what like version this is anymore because I know they have a new one. So there's a charging case that comes with it. There's actually two mics. And then there's this. This one attaches to the camera. These are actually connectors. You can connect these to like your phone and stuff. This is a USB-C head and this is like the iPhone. Like all you gotta do is this, but make sure you have like your line. So it's like, it's literally like just right. So the only bad thing about this is that if you're facing the other way, it's not the best. And this is the DJI microphone, the tiny little one and not the new version. When I was filming with this a lot, I don't use these as much. Also, I still only use it when I am in very loud environments, especially when you're traveling. Otherwise, I will honestly just have the Rode attached to the camera. Moving on to the next group of things, tripods. I have 3 different tripods. This one actually comes with the DJI. This is a tiny little mini tripod. Literally, like, it just twists to the bottom over here. The other 2 tripods that I have basically are the Joby, this one, and the Ulanzi, this one. These are actually all ones that my sister has recommended and told me that they are good quality and high quality. They're slightly sort of expensive, but I would say they are really, really good quality. This one is actually still just one that opens up into 3 for stability and can stretch this long. So not that long, but can definitely stretch enough. There's only one side it can bend forward to. This one's really good for if you want to have it just stand higher or if you want to just hold your camera and have it face further. But if you want it to be like attached to something that's less stable or like something that's more like a pole or a bar or something like that, this one is a really good option because this allows for a lot of flexibility. You can make a lot of shapes out of this one. You can have it kind of hug a pole, but it does not stretch. So if you're not looking for something that can stretch, this would actually be the better option because it can also serve as just a small tripod. Just know that it's not going to give you as much height. The last thing is this little phone clamp that I have for the tripods. If you are someone who is going for something more low budget and you are using your phone and you want to get maybe just a tripod and a phone attachment, this will be a good option. This is also Ulanzi. But yeah, moving on to the last thing, I do have a set of light boards, I guess, but I don't actually use those because I prefer natural lighting. I'm sitting in front of like a window right now, so this is like natural lighting that you'll see. And most of the time when you see me in the videos, it's actually just natural lighting. I don't really like to use lights because it's really hard for me to get the right angles. It's also not that bright, but I do have a set of tiny little light panels for in case I needed that little extra boost of light. They also have different color panels that you can do. I don't really use this, but they do come with like the yellow, green, and blue. I honestly don't find these really good for filming YouTube videos that I do, honestly, because they're not big. They don't really light up the whole room. They don't really like, I'm just showing you that I have these, but they're not necessary at all. Last but not least, I'm just going to let you know what my basic setup is for most of my videos. It's basically just the DJI with the little flat rubber. Sometimes it's like I'll use the little thing that it comes with, the wide angle lens. Sometimes I'll use the little microphone that it comes with, but that's basically it. So if you do want like something that's super simple, something that's super nice, something that has really good like color and video quality, and you're okay with spending a couple hundred, I would say just get, I don't know, just get the DJI or something. It's like, it's easy to carry around. It's really lightweight, and honestly, literally already gives you a microphone. It already like gives you like a mini tripod. If you don't need it for anything like hanging on a pole or anything like that, this is honestly more than enough. It's a couple $100s, but it gets you basically set up for quite a while. But yeah, equipment-wise, that's basically it. Last but not least, I'm going to show you the editing software that I like to use. I'm not actually going to go into detail with how I edit my videos, but just simply what I use and maybe like the simple 1, 2, 3 steps I actually do. Anyways, I personally like to use Final Cut Pro. This is available on Apple. I don't know if it's available on Microsoft or Windows. So basically what you can do is, if you do new, you can actually choose from vertical to 1080 to 2K, 4K, 5K, 8K. I like to go 4K, name, like for example, new video, or whatever name you want to do. Then you can basically just, like let's say if I'm going to edit this, I'm just going to drag and drop all the videos in here, and then Command B at a spot where I want to cut, to basically crop. And to add transition, it's Command T. It'll say create transition. You click enter or OK, and it'll actually create this little, you can change the default. Mine's is like that right now. You can also do Command Z, and that will kind of undo. And so the first steps for me is to cut the video to the outline that I want, and then the next thing I'm going to do is basically add music. Well, let's say I'm going to use this song. I just kind of drag it down here. I can mess with the sound by doing, I think it's control, I can't reach. Control and then minus, 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 and then that will let you go down. If you control plus, 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 it's going to actually let your sound go up, so you can basically just edit these like that. Once you're done, you can also do Control T to add basic title, which you can actually move around up here. And usually I would use this for captions if I speak either Chinese for a little bit, or if I feel like the sound is really low and you can barely hear. And once you're done, basically, you just go there and export file, and you click next, and then you basically just click save. And you basically just, you can rename it at that point, and then you just click save, and it will basically just export itself. If you don't have Final Cut Pro, I'm pretty sure there's other ones that work with like Windows and stuff, but I personally just like to use Final Cut, and I think I bought this with the student discount where it's like Final Cut and Logic Pro both for $200 as a student package. So if you guys are still students, that's actually a really, really good deal, because I think they're like $200 each if you want to get them separately. And honestly, it's pretty easy to use. It takes a little bit of using to get used to, but actually was pretty quick for me. So that's basically the end of the video for this week. I hope this would help some of you who might be considering getting cameras or equipment for maybe starting YouTube, filming videos, or simply just for I don't know, your own memories making videos or like editing videos. I'm not the most techie person, so I'm not good with giving details and specific like details about tech itself. I'm basically just showing you things that I have, my most simple setup, and what I like about each of the things I have and why I prefer it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please drop a like, comment, and or subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!